You are so bright and articulate, and I guess I can call you articulate since you're not an American black. Oh, and I agreed with many, many things you said during, in fact, probably more than most other candidates when you were running for president, but I still would not have voted for you because you're an Indian.
You know,
wow.
I was celebrating the fact that we hadn't heard much from Ann Coulter in a while. You know, after she embarrassed herself by publishing a book titled "In Trump We Trust," and then went on to like whine and complain about Trump not doing enough for her. She maybe was embarrassed enough that she would go away, but she didn't go away. She decided to appear on Vivek Ramaswamy's podcast, which has a new episode that he uploaded just yesterday. And she just straight up tells him to his face, you know, you're articulate, you're great, but I wouldn't vote for you because you're Indian. By the way, he was born in Ohio.
Yeah, and he then thanked her later. We'll get to that in a minute.
Literally.
Profiling courage. Hope the house is warm. Pausing here to deliver some honest truth as we do in our news coverage as well. TYT is facing challenges, guys, as the entire industry is. You know who could make the difference? You. If you hit the join button below, it's gonna make all the difference and keep us in business. We appreciate you, thank you. The jury was out on Ann Coulter for a long, long time.
Was it?
No, not on whether she was a good person or not, or whether she was right or not. But was she doing this as some sort of act? Because it seems so over the top. As a way, like almost like Kristi Noem with shooting the puppy because they think the Republicans voters are so racist and horrible, and in Noem's case, just vicious. Apparently, she thought her own voters were, and in Ann Coulter's case, she thinks the Republican voters are so racist. This would be appealing. She would sell a lot of books. She did sell a lot of books, and she got a lot of money for speeches, etc. Right? But so was she just an actress, or is she actually that racist? The jury is in.
Yes.
She is actually that racist.
I agree. I totally agree. It's not an act. This is who she is. And this is the thing that she's been very consistent on from the very beginning.
Yeah, so I just had a debate with her in Dallas. And so I'm gonna save a personal story for the bonus episode for the members. So tyt.com/team to become a member. That's the best way to do it. But hitting the join button below on YouTube is perfectly fine too. Because I just had an interaction with her that I want to tell you about 2 weeks ago. But I can tell you the parts for everybody about the debate itself. And we were debating immigration. She's kind of dropped the veil. Like before, she would temper it a little bit, like
I debated her on immigration, remember back in 2018.
Yeah, and she would say that it wasn't about race, it was about other things, and she really emphasized culture. She's kind of stopped doing that. She's now just saying it.
She is.
Yeah, I mean, and I thought when she said that, like it sounded like she was joking. She's not joking.
She's not. So let's get to the rest of the interview. Coulter goes on to explain her racist views. So let's talk about Coulter's bonkers reasoning for why only WASPs, as she puts it, should be allowed to serve as president of the country. So she has several different arguments. We'll start off with her assertion that Protestants have an innately better work ethic than other religions and cultures. Let's watch.
There is a core national identity that is the identity of the WASP. You know, I think every ethnic group has this, you know, the WASP work ethic and the Jewish work ethic, and I'm sure there is an Indian work ethic. But specifically with Presbyterians or Protestants, let me put it that way, and the Calvinism, even though it might not be theologically true, but the idea that you are part of the chosen and you prove that by being successful, it's almost the reverse in Catholic countries, not so much this country because American Catholics have basically become Protestants. And that is this worship of being poor, as if you are closer to God because you're poor.
What is she talking about? I mean, she's literally saying this, he's Indian American, but like, have you met Indian immigrants in America? Have you met Indian immigrants in America? Look, I get that this is a bit of a stereotype. I hope people aren't offended. They're some of the hardest working people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, look, there's the hilarious stereotypes that are the exact opposite of reality. They say that Mexicans are lazy. I'm like,
oh my God.
Lazy? Have you met any Mexicans? Okay.
That's like an insane allegation.
Insane statement, right? And remember, the main stereotype about black folks from racists is that they're violent. No, I'm pretty sure the violence was done upon them in historic, record-breaking ways. They take everything and it's all projection and flip it on its head. Now, in this particular case, she's weirdly attacking Catholics to start off with.
This is such a weird rant. Yeah.
So she said that we've only had one Catholic president for a reason. Everyone other one was in some way connected to English ancestry and was a WASP, including apparently Obama. So she's wrong about the Catholic presidents. There was JFK and Biden, so there's two. But she's like, oh, they like poor people. Are we supposed to hate them? She's so out of control, vile, that she like mixes in like awful things on top of the racism and makes some sort of hatred cake, 7-layer hatred cake that you've got to wade through to get to the racist part.
She totally bases everything on her feelings, right? Because like there's no evidence to back up anything she's saying. She even tries to cite or reference polling, which you're gonna hear in the upcoming clips. We looked into it because we're like, oh, is there polling that proves what she's saying here? Those polls don't exist. So let's go to the next clip and I'll tell you more about what I'm referring to.
It's striking and depressing that lots of our very best immigrants just do not understand the Second Amendment. They do not get the First Amendment, and you take polls of them. Should you have a right to bear arms? Should hate speech be banned? And it's noticeable that large percentages of immigrants and children of immigrants really don't get that. And I think that is the point of having natural born citizen only for president, that this is a really delicate thing we have, this freedom to bear arms and there being no such thing as hate speech. And it's just an additional little safeguard.
Vivek Ramaswamy was born in Ohio, a supporter of Second Amendment rights. And then which poll looked into how immigrants feel about the Second Amendment? I'd like to know, because we looked for that poll, couldn't find it. I had never heard that, oh, the vast majority of immigrants to America are not in favor of Second Amendment rights. Really, where?
Maybe she's just assuming that people that come from other countries don't love mass shootings, which would make them largely human. But okay, they don't understand the value of our founding fathers wanted us to have AK-47s, Uzis, and AR-15s, and these foreign-born people don't understand that mass shootings are awesome.
Look, I don't even know what's informing her little rant there. But there's no poll. She didn't reference a specific poll, and she's also saying, again, think about the context here. She's saying, "Hey, Vivek, I think you're amazing, articulate, smart. I wouldn't vote for you because you're Indian." And then she goes on to explain, immigrants don't believe in our Second Amendment rights and our Constitution. Vivek Ramaswamy was born here, and what you're claiming about immigrants is not proven by any poll.
Yeah, and look, it's all in how you frame an issue too. So, and we are gonna get to Vivek's response in a second. So I can make a similar argument as her about the work ethic. Number 2 country in per capita entrepreneurs is America. Okay, nice job. All WASP, Presbyterian, Protestant work ethic. Number 1 country is Turkey. Aha, we outworked you, ha ha ha. Okay, so no, and if I was a racist in that direction, I would say, you see that proves that Turks are the best workers, etc. No, it doesn't. It doesn't prove that at all. Everybody works hard depending on their situation. You know who works the least, generally speaking? Rich people. Why? Because they don't have to work.
Passive income, right? They've got their their investments. They live off their investments. Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, you know who works the hardest? Poor people, because they have to. None of this makes any sense. If you want to frame things in a racist way, there's 100 ways to do it. She's choosing to frame them in a racist way.
So you hear the vile garbage coming out of her mouth, her ignorance, not only as it pertains to immigrants, but her ignorance even in regard to the individual she is speaking to, who again was born here in the United States. And what does Vivek Ramaswamy do? He does this.
Somebody would have to be blind to not look on the screen and predict what each of us would say on the matter. But we each have our vantage point there. But at the very least, I want to thank you for a thoughtful conversation and the courage to voice opinions that other thoughtful people like you, it's not the intelligence they lack, it's the courage they lack. And I want to thank you for showing a bit of what we could all use more of in this country is exactly that courage.
Thank you, and thank you for running for president, even if I wouldn't have voted for you. You were absolutely the most articulate Republican running in that race, and I had so much fun watching you.
Well, thanks. We'll be.
Oh, especially your attacks on Nikki Haley.
Yeah, if for nothing else, I suppose. Okay.
Okay, Vivek, where's your courage to defend yourself against someone who very clearly stated that even though she likes you, she would never vote for you because you're Indian?
Yeah.
You're not gonna defend yourself?
Not only that, she said you were the most articulate Republican candidate and the one that I agreed most with on the policies. So she is saying, I am specifically not voting for you because I'm racist and you're a no good Indian.
Insane.
And he's like, thank you for the thoughtful conversation.
Thank you for the courage.
And the courage to be this racist.
My God.
And I have the courage to continue to kiss your ass nevertheless. And then he did a tweet where he kissed her ass again.
It's so bad.
Man, have some self-respect. In Iowa, some a pollster came in and talked about how some Republicans wouldn't vote for Vivek Ramaswamy because they thought he was too dark. And some of them thought he was Muslim. He's not, he's Hindu. And his wife was like, well, I guess there's nothing we can do about that. Except it turns out your husband's gonna go out there and cheerlead for him. And he's gonna be like, oh, you wouldn't vote for me because of the color of my skin. You're so thoughtful and intelligent and brave, Massa. I mean, my beloved racist Republican that I'm trying to appease. Please, Republicans, I know I'm a no good Indian, but please like me. Pathetic. I don't care how much money you have, the way you've debased and humiliated yourself, nothing can recover from that. Go ahead, grovel to the racist more, Vivek. Now everyone is embarrassed of you. Your own community thinks, oh, this loser, this lowlife groveling to the racist at their knees, on his knees at their feet. That's who Vivek Ramaswamy is. So sad. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.